Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your patience. This is the 13th annual TV 15 All-Star Party. It involves all of the winter sports. Unfortunately, baseball, softball, lacrosse is still going on. So unfortunately, those kids, but some of those kids are involved in hockey and basketball and football and swimming and other sports. So I think we've got like 8 or 9 or 10 sports. This started out 13 years ago with only football. That was the night, that was the All-Stars. It was like a football banquet. And we decided that there were enough of those. We didn't want to exclude football, but we thought we were not paying attention to the other sports as well. And I think you know, if you listen, and I hope you do, on Channel 15, you've heard me say many, many times, I wish everybody would get to know these kids the way I get to know them. Some of them, parents, relatives, sisters, brothers, have become very good friends. In fact, when they come back from college, they stop and they say hi, they give me a hug, and that's a tremendous payment for me to do what I do. We've got great sponsors. We picked up a couple over the last couple of years, but Kevin Harrington, who's down here, you see all these plaques, T-shirts, that's because of Kevin Harrington and the Harrington Trophy. I ask everybody to please stay until the very end, because once we'll finish up with some of the kids, but we've got a couple of other special plaques that we're going to give out to people. There'll be a buffet in the cafeteria. I think if you go around the corner, it's down there. And that is the guy whose idea this was 13 years ago, Tasso Nicolakopoulos from St. John, from John's Roast Beef. He's far from St. John's. John's Roast Beef, he had the idea. And he coerced me into doing this. And it's been going ever since. We picked up, I want to say, Wayne Alarm, Tom Dill from the Lazy Dog, and now Salem Bank is also kicked in, and that makes it so much easier to do and so much easier on these two guys for all that they put out. So that's sort of the story of how we got started and how we get going and how we've made it this far to 13 years. There's been a lot of kids from the football, when there was like about 16 or 18 kids the first year. We're now up to over 100 kids that are being honored each and every time we do this. So I think that's terrific for the city. We've got, in fact, talking about the city, we have the dean of the city, Honorable Tom McGee, the mayor, and we ask him to come up and kick us off.
Thank you very much, John, and it's great to be here, and I want to thank the sponsors, Lynn Education Television, that's a part of this as well. And I don't think that John was coerced into anything, and any student athlete in the city of Lynn, and I've got some gray hair, I've been around a while, and I know how committed John is to making sure that high school athletics, really all athletics, whether it be Little League, Babe Ruth, or high school athletics, is recognized and is shown on cable, and his heart is in it, and he loves the sport, but more importantly, he loves the student athletes that continue to excel in all sports and put their efforts in. So I want to congratulate and thank John for the work that he's done over the years and to continue to be a part of that. So when I heard you saying you were coerced, John, I knew that that was definitely not true. So let's give John a real round of applause. I want to thank, and as I said, thank the sponsors. I want to congratulate all the student athletes for your awards, but more importantly for your commitment to being part of what's an exciting part of high school. And I know there's many family members are here. You made the schools proud of the hard work that you put in, and you definitely made your families proud of the work you did. And I was at my 45th high school reunion yesterday, and in the morning there was a Hall of Fame ceremony, and one of my close friends from high school was inducted in the St. John's Prep Hall of Fame. And to be together with my classmates all these years later, you realize how important these relationships are that you build, how important high school is, and being part of a sport in your school really strengthens your connection to your community, your connection to your school, and the friendships that you build really are lifetime friendships. So again, to the student athletes and to your families, congratulations for the awards, congratulations for your commitment to making a difference in your schools. And I also want to thank Lynn Classical for hosting this tonight. Gene Constantino's here, Principal Gene Constantino, but I want to thank him for opening up Lynn Classical, this beautiful facility, to have this celebration tonight. And I'd just like to recognize two people that have been real leaders in the schools over the years. One who's here in the front row, Superintendent Kathy Latham, who will be retiring. I said it wrong the other night, I apologize. At the end of July, not the end of June. So, but she's been many years in the system, but more importantly, many years as a strong leader, as a superintendent. She's here tonight, and I want to congratulate her for all her hard work and her commitment to making Lynn a better place and being there for the students in the city of Lynn. And one other person that's been a real leader on the athletic side is Matt Durgan, for a successful career in being a coach in many different forums in this community. And I know he's moving on after being the head coach at St. Mary's, but I just want to congratulate Matt on the great work he's done in his commitment to student athletes and making sure that he understands how important it is and that you are really the role models. And I just want to again say to all of you, as leaders in your school, as leaders on your team, these awards reflect that. Don't forget that now you're going to be leaders in this community, and we really need you to understand that to make this community the best community in the Commonwealth, which we all believe and really carry in our hearts, it's important that you go on, you excel going on to college and whatever you do, but make sure that you put the effort in that you put in high school into making sure this community continues to be the great community it is. Thank you all, congratulations, and good luck.
Thank you.
Kevin, thanks a lot.
I know he mentioned his 45th anniversary. He's a rookie.
I don't look that old, right, John?
No, you got more gray hair than I do. Someone else, he mentioned Kathy Latham. Kathy has been a staunch supporter of this program for the last couple of years. She hasn't had to do it. She has showed up. She has come up here. She's welcomed everybody. And she could very easily have been finished out, gone home, and gone out the door and said thank you. But instead, she comes up and she stands here and she passes all the plaques out to all the kids. She's created a great environment in the city. She does a tremendous job. She's deeply involved with the students and the kids here. And if I can have my counterpart, Tasso Nikolakopoulos, come up, we're going to make a presentation, and he's going to make it to Kathy Latham right now. So Kathy, come up.
Madam Superintendent, on behalf of myself, Mr. Hoffman, Mr. Harrington, and look at your students out there staring at you. You have one of the most difficult jobs in the city. I hope people understand that and know that. And your commitment to the city, commitment to this program, commitment to us personally, I want to thank you, and I want to wish you good luck in your future. You only have a few weeks left. You'll be sorely missed and very difficult to replace, but thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's an honor, but it's an honor to be standing here for the last few years with the voice of Lynn Sports, John Hoffman, and Kevin Harrington and Tasso Nikolakopoulos, who has been so generous to this program. I want to congratulate all of you. I thank you for this, certainly, but I congratulate all of you students and your parents. I don't know how you keep it all together. Go to the practices, the games, and keep your academics up. It's not easy. So congratulations, and I thank you very much. I'm going to miss this job. I'm going to miss all of you.
All right, now to get to the reason why we're here. First award that Kathy Latham is going to pass out. This young lady is a junior, 2-year starter, NEC All-Star. This is volleyball, by the way, 116 kills. Team leader, 24 blocks, 17 blocks assist. MVP of the Lynn City Championship, Chanel Berry Belmer. And I might mention, if you get up here and there happens to be no plaque for you, that doesn't mean you only got half an award. There are some missing along the way. I think we got some extras. We think we got them all, but if we haven't, we'll make sure you get it. So I don't want Mr. Clarity to jump all over me. A young sophomore, 2-year player, NEC star, 118 aces. Scored 230 rotation points. Team leader, 176 digs, 137 serve receptions. Pamela Diaz. Diaz was easy. Please excuse me if I ruin any names that are here. I'm going to get them as close as I can because there's some names that are very difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to do the best I can, and one of them happens to be right here. Senior captain, NEC star, 14 digs, 15 kills. Team leader, Sarah Abdulrahman. Senior captain, 10 digs, 8 kills, positive attitude on and off the court, Denelise Acosta. This young freshman was a CCL All-Star, multi-sport athlete, also does a pretty good job for the St. Mary's softball team, Alyssa Grossi, or Grossi. Junior captain, CCL star, ranked #1 in her class, Grace Fielding. Two-year captain, back receiver, team leader, honor roll student. She also runs track, Denilsa Espinal. Alternate captain, most improved player, team leader, also a softball player, Luna Davila. We switched to swimming. Junior captain, highest male point scorer. Finished 8th in the state in the 100 breaststroke, 12th in 200 individual medley, Peter Phelan. First of many, I think. Three-year captain, top 8 in the CCL free, Top 3 in the relays, Danny Rodriguez. Top freestyle swimmer, first or second all year. Top 8 in the CCL, captain for next year, Pius Nguyen. You want to get on TV twice. Junior, two-time captain, two-time team MVP, two-time highest point scorer, city champion in the 100 free, great student athlete, Dustin Bloom. Dustin, we owe you one. We owe you one. This young lady is very impressive. Senior, 4 years, captain, junior, and senior year. 4-time All-NEC Conference, 4-time City Diving Champ, 2-time NEC Champ, Lynn Schools and Class record setting 8 times. 4 sectionals, 4 times in the States, placing each time. VP National Honor Society, high honors, accepted to the U.S. Naval Academy, Sarah Sorois. Okay, everybody stand up and salute. Dustin Bloom. If Nguyen can get on TV twice, you can too. We found your plaque. 3-year swimmer captain, very impressive. Lynn City Swimmer of the Year, 3 times. 3 times NEC All Conference. City champ, the 100 back and 100 fly. Lynn's backstroke record, broke a 27-year record at the sectionals. Owns the Lynn Classical 100 fly and 100 back records, sectionals and states, 6th in the fly, 4th the 100 back sectionals, Carolyn Madonka. Carly Madonka. Sophomore, 6th NEC diving, 6th in the 50 free. Qualified for the sectionals and the states. A name in the city that everybody will recognize, Hannah Trahant. State qualifier, 3rd straight year, 200 free and 100 butterfly. CCL star, next year's captain, Gabby Marchese. Two-year captain, great swimmer in any event, great finisher in the 50 and 100 free, Katie Whipcomb. We get to the runners. Senior captain, undefeated in the 600 meters, anchored the 4x200 and the 4x400, Rode Alcinda. Undefeated in the 1,000, the 1 and 2 mile, 4x400 relay, qualified for the states in the 1 and 2 mile, Rachel Brennan. Qualified for the states in the shot put, her personal best, 33, 10.5, Kaylee Smith. Placed in every race, specialties the mile and the 1,000 meters, Jackie Ramirez. Captain cross country, third in the CCL, one of only two females, Lauren Gonzalez. This young lady had a great season. 60-meter dash, placed, TCL championship, Lily Beleshna. Boys track, captain, 2-year runner, 300 meters, relays, long jump, won 6 of 7 in the 300, qualified for the States in the long jump, Dejon Wilson. Captain, 2-year runner, ran all positions, was best at the 600, and he shows off his speed in the outfield, chasing down fly balls for Lynn Glassville in center field, Kevin Durant. This young man, 6th states high jump, 8th all-state meet, 3rd in the NEC meet, 4th in the NEC meet in the 55 meters, 2nd in the 100 meters in the State Coaches Invitational, Juan Avellino. Third in the NEC 1,000 meters, Division I qualifier in the 1,000, Abra Jalal. Captain, indoor and outdoor track. 6th in the indoor mile and TCL championship. CCL Scholar Athlete winner, Jack Carroll. Undefeated in the 55 meters, 10-0, ran 5.6 more than once, 3rd fastest in the state in the 200 meters. He was 22-1. He also was part of the football team that won the vocational state championship and had a great run in the playoffs, Jamie James. Three-year varsity runner, team leader on and off the court, was involved in basketball and helped Lynn Tech win their division and go to the state tournament, James Aroni. Another latecomer, if Mr. Hart wants to go up and get her plaque. Get here on next time or you're out. Only a freshman, placing top 10 more than half the time, has a very bright future, Jordan Lee. Into soccer. Goalie. Coach calls him the Rams' backbone. Oh, wait a minute. He's late. Jordan Lee. Okay. Classical soccer, goalie. Coach called him the Rams' backbone, NEC star. Faced a lot of shots, kept his team in the game, and helped them steal some points during the season. Dan Cortez. Senior goalie, 3-year starter. 2 goals against average. Averaged 11 saves per game. Also a very good third baseman, a pretty good hitter. Used to be a catcher before he moved to third base. Billy Allen. This young man, I think I named him 47 different names during his career playing soccer at Lynn English. And I'm probably going to miss it again tonight. I'm hoping somewhere close. Nui Hamazli. And I apologize for the 400th time. 4-year starter, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points, NEC star. Four-year player, captain, good student athlete, strong leader, moved from midfield to defense to help improve his team, Edson Alas. I don't think so. We owe you one, I think. We'll get it to you. That was 2 soccer players, and they changed the names of the 2 soccer players. So this kid's probably not there either. This young man led the team defensively the last 2 years. Captain, great commitment and leadership. It's a big part of team improvement. Teofilo Feliciano. So the last 2, they gave us 2 names originally, the coaches and the AD. At the last minute, they changed the 2 names. And that was it. We had 2 plaques made up for 2 other young men. And unfortunately, these 2. But we will make sure that they get their plaques. So. This young man was the Catholic Central League MVP goalie, giving up only 0.33 goals against. Eastern Mass All-Star, Herald Globe All-Scholastic. Had a big day today, getting 2 hits and a walk and knocking in a couple of runs in the outfield. Plays baseball as well, obviously. Richie Mateo. And another name I did not do very well with all year. CCL star, team MVP, 8 goals, 13 assists, 21 points. He's the captain next year, Joseph Fongstavong. I think you heard me say many times, I hope I came close. Classical girls soccer, junior captain, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. Tie for the goals in lead, second in points. Drew a lot of attention from the opposition, Abby Iorati. Another name I didn't do very well with all year. Hopefully I get it right this time. I talked to her, and I think I got it right near the end of the year. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points for only a sophomore. Leading scorer. Fills in at all positions. Izzy McGahee. 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 This one's a lot easier. Senior captain, NEC star, third-year starter. Outstanding defender. Does a nice job behind the plate in softball as well. Grace Gately. Senior captain, leading scorer with 11 goals, even though she missed some games due to injury, Alexa Zayas. This young lady is CC Star, Eastern Mass Star. 45 points career, 20 goals, 25 assists, and that was with a lot of time off. She had some very difficult injuries, but she played through them, and she showed up every game and helped the coaches and helped the players on the sideline as well. Mia Nikolakopoulos. This young lady, an all-around player, positive attitude, great work ethic, was a team leader, helped the coaching staff as well. Adriana Torres. Strong defender, played all positions. Strong, positive attitude, worked well with her teammates. According to her coach, she was a pleasure to coach. Carolyn Pojoy. Before I introduce the next one, I should say, remiss, I thought that the mayor had mentioned, because he mentioned Kathy, I thought he mentioned John Ford, school committee, who does a great job working for the kids and helping the kids. He's here. John, stand up. He's hiding someplace. He is here. Hockey. Junior, 28 goals, 34 assists, 62 points, NEC All-Star. Got his 100th point in the tournament on an unassisted goal. 13 multiple point games. He had 1 3-goal game, 3 4-goal games. 7 times he had 4 points. Led the NEC and was second in the state in scoring. Brian Clarity. Keep it in the family. Senior captain, team leader, NEC All-Star. 15 goals, 30 assists, 45 points. 8 multiple point games, 4 4-point games. Bruins Sportsmanship Award, Hobie Baker Award, Michael Clarity. The other part of that line that did so well for the Lynn Jets, junior, NEC All-Star. 25 goals, 17 assists, 42 points. normally would have been first on the team, but he had to sit behind the two Cloudies, so he wound up third in scoring. 7 multi-point games, 3 4-point games. First line, these three guys, the last two, and this one coming, 149 points. He was the MVP of the Newburyport tournament, John DiFilippo. He didn't sit with them because they never passed him the puck. Senior NEC All-Star, assistant captain, played on the power plays, kill penalties, 11 goals, 17 assists, 28 points, 7 multi-point games. Also has made a couple of outstanding catches in the outfield, a couple of big hits for the baseball team, Sean Devon. This young man might have been the story of the year. NEC All-Star. He's a defenseman. I'm sorry, he's a goaltender. First day of practice, the Jets showed up. They said, okay, we're going to practice. We don't have a goalie. Does somebody want to try and be the goaltender? This young man raised his hand and said, I'll put the pads on and we'll try it. They thought it would be get through the practice. They had a goaltender who was playing in the vocational championship football, couldn't be at practice. So he said it'll last maybe a week, 10 days, and we'll hope you don't get hurt with all those pucks flying at you. He turned up to lead the team to the division semis. He was all tournament in Newburyport, 4 goals against, 0.81 percentage goals average. He was a true defensive goalie, and he helped the Jets to go all the way to the division final, where they lost a very tough game to dreaded Swampscott. Jack Gallant. St. Mary's Hockey also had a great year along with the Jets. They had a play-in game to get into the Super 8, didn't get it, wound up in Division 1, but they were very competitive in a very tough league that they play in. This young man, team leader, 12 goals, 16 assists, 28 points. Globe Herald All-Scholastic, CCL Division 1 League MVP, member of the Team Massachusetts. He was the team MVP, and he got a very big triple in today's game to help a rally, to help St. Mary's beat a very good team today. Anthony Bono. Another goaltender, goals against 2.47, CCL star, Christy Serino, tournament MVP. He had 42 saves in a win over BC, which is a pretty good hockey team, Kevin McMullen. CCL star, second scoring on the team, 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points. Leadoff hitter for the baseball team, center fielder, and a very good one. He was also big on penalty kills and power plays. A name that in the city everybody will certainly recognize, Colin Reddy. Frank Pagluca's girls hockey team had a pretty good year. They had the best record they've had in a while, and they were very good for a long time. CCL star, Globe Herald All-Scholastic. As a defenseman, 6 goals, 15 assists, 21 points. Honor roll student. Scoring points in the bunches in lacrosse, Maddie Hentosh. And of course, she had to sit in the last row up the back. This young lady, CC Starr, 19 goals, 11 assists, 30 points, She's on the principal's list, principal's list student. She also notched her 100th goal this year in lacrosse. She's gone over 300 points in lacrosse this year, and she's still got a couple of games left. Cody Butt. We get the boys basketball. 3-year starter, leading rebounder, second leading scorer, very good three-point shooter, Edwin Solis. Three-year starter, defensive stopper. Had some big baskets for Classical this year. His assignment was, whoever on the other team scores points, you got to shut them down so we have a shot at winning the game. And more often than not, he did it. Darrell Rucker. Junior, NEC All-Star, 17 points, 8 assists, ran the show for the Bulldogs, and he helped them go deep into the state tournament. Alonzo Linton. Senior, 11 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, defensive leader. If you saw the English games and you happened to walk in late and you saw the rim shaking, it was because this kid got in front and jammed one home. Javaris Hill. Senior captain, 8 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, great team leader. Another guy that shook the rim many, many times this year, Javante Edwards. St. Mary's basketball, they were one game away. They went to Lowell and played there. They were one game away from going to the Garden for the second straight year and defending their state championship for the second straight year. They had a very good year. This young man, Catholic Central League MVP, Herald and Globe All-Scholastic, 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He's less than 100 points. I think he's like 20 or 30 points away from 1,000 points coming back next year. Jalen Echeverria. Captain, CCL All-Star, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Like another coach, he was a great leader on the floor, Stephen Farmer. St. Mary's was missing one big man that they had 2 years ago, got hurt in the Super Bowl game, and then transferred to a prep school. And they're wondering how they're going to fill his shoes. And up popped this next young man, who was only a junior, I believe. CCL All-Star, 12 points, 7 rebounds, several big scoring games when they were really needed for St. Mary's in the tournament. Joey Abadi Walsh. Don't try to get up. Don't try to get up here. Whatever it is, we're glad it happened after basketball. Junior forward. This young man's going to have a lot of records before he leaves. Commonwealth Conference star, player of the year, 22 points, 11 rebounds a game. He led the CAC Small in points and rebounds, and he's breaking all kinds of records at Lynn Tech. Robert Wallace. Commonwealth Conference All-Star, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Over the last 3 games, he scored 100 points. He's off to Salem State, a great three-point shooter, Bellman Barillo. Girls basketball, team scoring leader, double figures in 15 of the 21 games, and he sneaks up behind me. I'm glad you're here. Double figures, 15 of the 21 games. She was hurt a couple of games. She was the 5th at classical to score 1,000 points. She's off to Franklin Pierce, Paris Wilkie. Senior captain, offensive leader, she was the point guard. 7 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Especially when they had injuries, she upped it to 10 points per game. She hit 2 free throws against Beverly with 2 seconds left to win the game, and those were important because they went undefeated in the league. Mitchell, Westfield, Plymouth State are going to be blessed with her. She's a great leader on and off the floor. Jelly Madrano. This young lady was the 2nd leading scorer, leading in rebounders. She 12 points a game scoring, 9 per rebounding. During the injury, they had you lose 1,000-point scorer. It takes a lot of offense away. This young lady upped it to 17 points a game. And Revere, again, they went undefeated in the league. Against Revere, a steal and a layup clinched the game, kept the undefeated, and clinched the NEC championship. She also had a season-high 24 points against Peabody. Iriana Stelgado. Captain, great leader, teammate, 3-point shooter in basketball, 3.0 GPA, going to the University of New Hampshire, goalie in soccer, 3rd baseman in softball, and a great teammate, Tommy Hill. Two-year starter, 8 points, 8 rebounds, and a very good student, Stacy Abreu. Junior, CCL All-Star, Harold All-Scholastic. Another 1,000-point scorer. She averaged 17.5 points a game. Pamela Gonzalez. I feel like I'm in a rut. CCL All-Star, 1,000-point scorer, 11.4 points a game, 8.6 rebounds. Very tough player in the paint inside, Olivia Nazaire. This young sophomore did it all, played defense, passed the ball, team leader, 41 three-point shots, third scorer, averaging 10.3, plays as hard as anybody, hits the floor more than she stands up. Gabby Torres. Junior, leading scorer, 13.1 points a game, Commonwealth Conference All-Star. Could score in different ways. Very good rebounder, Ariana Anaya. Anchored the defense, 6.8 points per leader on and off the court. Very good rebounder. Michaela Lawrence is only a junior. Now we get down to the so-called big boys, the football players. Two-year starter, NEC All-Star, second team in tackles, 2 interception returns for touchdowns, kick field goals and extra points, also played basketball, Ishmael Johnson. Senior nose guard, 41 tackles, 9 for loss. Had a big part of a very good season for Glasgow. Ahmad Jalasko. Junior, offensive, defensive lineman, 2-year starter on both sides. Offensive lineman graded out 86% by his coach. 44 tackles, 9 for loss, Dennis Pierce. Junior defensive back, defensive leader, led the team with 94 tackles, 10 for loss, NEC All-Star, Chase Bono. This young man stepped in the quarterback spot just in time for Coach Vaughn. Junior quarterback, NEC All-Star, over 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns. He also rushed for almost 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. Keith Ridley. Told you should have bought me a coffee at Dunkin's the other day. Senior offensive lineman, defensive end, 2-year starter, graded 87% by his coach. 42 tackles, 5 for losses, team captain, Javion Delgado. Junior wide receiver. Not the biggest guy in the field, but he sure made an impact. Set the school record for receptions and yards. 88 catches, 1028 yards, 12 touchdowns. Held all scholastic, NEC star, Nashawn Butler. Could have at least tied the tie. Speaking of quarterbacks, what a job this kid did this year. He took, English had the best year they've had in generations, as did Lynn Classical and Lynn Tech. We were blessed this year. I'm not sure how many people know, but for the first time ever, I've been doing this for a very long time, the 4 high schools in the city of Lynn won 40 games in football. That's never happened before. That's a great credit to those coaches and the kids. The English team they were a heartbeat away from going to the Super Bowl. They were leading in their last game, and they scored to take the lead, and with about a minute or less, the opposition scored and knocked them out. It was their first loss. They had 9 wins in a row, and they have to go back a long time for English to have 9 wins. Junior captain, this kid was a big part of it. 3-year starter, passed for 1,395 yards, 16 touchdowns, 3rd in Division III. Rushed for 485 and 9 touchdowns. Also turned around and didn't come off the field. He had 91 tackles, 16 solo, 5 for loss, forced a fumble, 2-time NEC star, ranked 8th in his class, and he picked off 4 or 5 passes as well. And I think in between he was selling popcorn and programs outside when the people were coming in. Matt Severance. This young man was as good as anybody defensively in the Northeast Conference that I saw this year. Senior linebacker guard, 4-year starter, 87 tackles, 15 solo, 13 for loss, 12 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3.87 GPA did it in the classroom as well. NEC star, Jacob Miller. I made sure I read off all those stats because I don't want anybody to think he made it just because he works for Tasso. This young man had a great year for English. Wide receiver, cornerback, 2nd Division III in reception for touchdowns. Last 3 games he had a fractured hand and couldn't answer it. He might have turned out to be 2 or 1. 580 reception yards, 10 touchdowns, 159 rushing, a touchdown, 8 carries. Kick return for a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 9 passes defended. Prince Brown. Senior defensive tackle, offensive tackle, 55 tackles, 12 solo, 12 for loss, 4 sacks, and that after he was double teamed most of the time. He's off to Southern Connecticut University on a scholarship. He anchored both the offensive and defensive lines. He made the coaches all Massachusetts team. Emil Rossi. Linebacker, running back, 710 yards, 10 touchdowns, over 7 yards of carry. Led the team with 112 tackles, 30 solo, 10 for a loss, a sack. Ski Gaston. Sky Gaston. I'll say it both ways. Hope I get it right. Wide receiver, strong safety, 81 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 recovery, 375 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. In the Division III semi, he had a 99-yard pass play. He also plays basketball. Tyshawn Anderson. Offensive tackle, defensive end, GPA of 4.2. Team 30, he was a lineman who led the team. They averaged about 31 points a game. He was the offensive line leader. He's also a really nice guy to have behind the plate. He handles the pitching very well for the baseball team. Alex Rodriguez. We talked about the quarterbacks. If you get first, second, or third pick, you'd be doing pretty well in the city because we had 3 very good ones. 4, actually. This young man, CCL MVP, Herald Globe All-Scholastic, 3rd in the state in scoring. And he moved to quarterback like he owned it and passed for a lot of touchdowns as well. Calvin Johnson. This young man bided his time and moved into the backfield, CCL star, 6th in the state in scoring. He was the Thanksgiving MVP. He was also the indoor track champion, high hurdle state champion, James Bunfield. Great two-way player. Catholic Central League Lineman of the Year. Wound up with 7 sacks. He was huge in the front line. He also scored 30 points, making some very big catches for touchdowns and extra points for St. Mary's. Patrick Henry. Two-way player, fullback, and this is huge for St. Mary's because the fullback and the quarterback lead the way for the running backs. He led the team in tackles as a middle linebacker and blocking for those guys. They had 3 running backs run for over 1,000 yards. This young man was a big reason for that, George Freeman. Lyman played every play offensively and defensively, had 36 tackles. He's also a very good baseball player, DJ DeCenzo. Four-year starter, CCL star. Again, very big part of that offensive line, but he played defense as well, but helped with those 3 guys rushing for 1,000 yards. Carl Bernardini. This young man, CCL star, 4-year defensive back. He was part of 3. He was a defensive back most of the time. This past year, they moved him to running back, and he helped. He was one of those 1,000-yard scorers, one of 3 in the backfield, Marion Scott. This young man was reserved for 2 years, but stuck with it. Didn't quit. Became a starter this year at outside linebacker, and he became a very big piece of the puzzle with St. Mary's up front, blocking and helping those guys run, and helped St. Mary's win all those games that they won. Nino Echeverria. This young man, 3-year starter, offensive, defensive lineman, Catholic Central League All-Star. Again, a big part of that front line. Those guys don't gain 1,000 yards if you don't have the guys up front open up the holes. Brendan McCarthy. Senior running back, defensive back. Single season record at Lynn Tech, 2,254 yards, 35 touchdowns, both of them Tech records. Fourth all-time at Tech, 5,903 yards rushing, 89 touchdowns. Did it defensively too, 79 tackles, 4 sacks, interception, touchdown return. He was a 4-time Commonwealth Conference All-Star, MVP this year, Globe and Herald All-Scholastic. Again, I think he sold popcorn programs as well. Stefan Gravely. Is Ishmael Johnson here? Okay, that's why we thought he missed his plaque. Senior running back, 893 yards, 15 touchdowns. Defensively, 70 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. Commonwealth Conference All-Star. New England Player of the Year, Keone Gaskin. I said 3 quarterbacks, and this is the one I forgot. So we do have 4 of them. There's 4 very good quarterbacks. This young man's a junior. Passed for 874 yards and 10 touchdowns. He also ran for a lot of points. Defensively, he had 23 tackles. League leading 6 interceptions. 4.4 GPA, number 1 in his class. Commonwealth Conference All-Star. And James Runner's lucky to have him back next year. David Barrios. Defensive anchor, 159 tackles, 8 sacks, Commonwealth Conference All-Star. Made a big play in the vocational championship game. They won it easily if you look at the score, but at the time it was a big play. They were going in, he stripped the football and stopped a touchdown that would have tied, maybe made the game at least a little bit closer. Tech went on to win the vocational championship. Emerson Ramirez. Cornerback, 17 tackles, 4 interceptions. He got injured early and missed a couple of games, made a big comeback. He was a shutdown corner, strong leader on the field, and he was a big part of Lynn Tech's success. Marcus Taylor. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 2-time Commonwealth Conference star, 37 tackles, 4 sacks, Kevin Aguilar. offensive tackle, defensive end, Commonwealth Conference star, 42 tackles, 6 sacks. Big part of the defensive line that only gave up 4 points per game, Josh Pena. And I told you we reached the end. We've got a couple of special awards to give out. I'm being attacked by Bill Devon.
2 of our track kids just showed up, Rachel Brennan and Rode Elcinda.
Okay, Rachel Brennan, we read this stuff off. They just weren't here, so. Yep. Elcinda.
You can tell they had a track meet. They had the NEC track meet.
They just came from track. As you can tell. And of course, Billy Devon just wanted to be on television. The hardest part we had this year, pick a coach of the year. I told you, 40 wins for the football team. Basketball teams qualified, hockey teams qualified. We had, in hockey, Mark Lee's team almost made the Super 8, made the Division I tournament. Frank Pagluca, girls had the best year he's had in a very long time. They competed very well in playing the best teams in the state. In football, Brian Vaughn, it's been a long time since Classical has won 8 games. He had them 5-0. They made the tournament for the first time in a while. He wound up 8-3. I think before the season at Vegas, you could have got very good odds that Classical would have been 8-3 for the season. He did a tremendous job coming in. The Lynn kid, even though he's an English kid, moved over to Classical. He did a very good job. We looked at basketball. Antonio Anderson did a great job with his team English, getting him to the tournament. Coach Grassa did a terrific job. Jasper with his Classical boys team. Stevie Patrick won his division, got his team into the tournament. So a lot of terrific coaches. So it was very difficult. So we didn't limit it to one. And we're always subject to people yelling at us, and we're just going to have to get through it. But we've got a couple. We've got a basketball coach, Tom Sawyer from Lynn Classical. Only the second time his team went undefeated in an NEC and made the state tournament once again. So congratulations to Tom Sawyer. One of those football coaches at Lynn English, Chris Carroll. We mentioned a long time. They went 9-0, and the game they lost in the closing seconds and came back and won the Thanksgiving Day game. So they wound up with 10 wins in the season. If you add up the last few years for English, I don't think they come up to 10 wins. So he did a great job at Lynn English. And our other coach of the year, since those two guys are not here, I don't think he's here either, the football coach at Lynn Tech. He was the winningest coach in the city. James Runner won the Mass Vocational. He was part of St. Mary's years ago when they won a Super Bowl. He led Tech a few years ago to the Mass Vocational State Championship, and he did it again this year. He qualified, won both the games in the tournament. He won his league. He went one step away from the Super Bowl, and he won 12 games. And it's, again, go back a few years before to get Tech winning 12 games. So those three, we narrowed it down, but we could have given a lot of coaches of the year this year because, and I'm leaving out Mike Roberts from the Jets hockey, who did a great job leading his team into the state tournament and losing a very tough game, 3-2, So that was a very tough game for him to lose, but he did a great job with that as well. So a lot of great events. You've heard me, I think you hear me say now on TV, I stopped saying a long time ago that I've seen it all, because watching all these young people play, they amaze me. I keep seeing things that I've never seen in ever. They keep making plays, both on the court, on the ice, on the field, on the football field, all the sports. And it's been great, a great 13-year run with this program. And we hope you've enjoyed it. And again, we've wanted another virtually 100 kids, and we're glad most of them are here. Anybody who is not here, if any of you people know them, if you want to pick up their plaques and T-shirts, feel free to do so if they're friends or whatever, or ADs or whatever here, people from the school. We thank you all very much for coming. Ready now, the evening is just beginning. Mr. Nikolakopoulos is going to feed everybody over in the cafeteria. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next year.
If all the recipients, congratulations, by the way, can you guys all come on stage so we can take one big major group photo? It's a tradition.
If I can have your attention, please, before we leave. I was very remiss, and I apologize up front terrifically. I really, it slipped past, and it shouldn't have, because it's very important. We have one more award to give out, and it's an appreciation award for a gentleman who has had a tremendous impact on the youth in the city. He's a coach that we're going to miss. He's retiring, and it's a shame. I feel bad. I don't feel bad for the kids who played for him, because they had a great experience. They had a great guy helping them get through life. The ones I feel for are the people who will never get to play for and be around Matt Durgan. He's had a tremendous influence on an awful lot of people. He's helped people, whether it's on the football field or through life. He's been a great asset to the city of Lynn. Every place he's gone, he's been a winner in football, but he's also been a winner in life. And we're going to miss him very, very much. So we thought we would offer him our appreciation for all that he's done. He's helped us here at TV 15. He's helped, as I mentioned, so many young people through life, through football. He's taught them a lot of lessons. They've won with class. They've lost with class. And it's been a great lesson for those kids who have played for him. And again, I feel bad for those who are not going to get to play for him. So the appreciation award we're giving out is to Matt Durgan, who is retiring from St. Mary's as their football coach. So now, I said it before, but I can do it again. Now I can officially say, thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed this great night. We enjoyed having it. I appreciate Tasso Nikolakopoulos, Kevin Harrington, and the other sponsors, and all the coaches and ADs who worked very hard to make this a success. We thank you all for coming. We appreciate and congratulate all of the young people who were winners, and everybody who took the field, the ice, the court, anywhere this year were winners in the city of Lynn on Channel 15. We thank you very much for being a part of this night, and we look forward to seeing you next year.